So the day has finally arrived. We finally have our hands on the DJI Osmo Pocket 4. This has been a long time coming. I'm super excited to get this unboxed, and I really want to see what this camera has got to offer and to see if it is actually worth it over the DJI Pocket 3 after owning it for a couple of years now and absolutely loving this camera. So let's get this unboxed and see what it's all about. This video is completely unsponsored by DJI. They didn't send me this. I actually paid for this camera with my own money, so this is my full honest thoughts. So here's the camera anyway. It's very, very similar to the Pocket 3, and I don't know if you've noticed with that unboxing, I only got the Essential combo and not the Creator combo. Well, why did I do that? I already own the DJI Pocket 3, and the DJI Pocket 3 I got the Creator combo with, which is amazing. It is 100% worth it, and I do recommend you buy it, mainly because you get the DJI mic with it as well. So this is the DJI mic 2, and this auto connects to the DJI Pocket 3. And the main reason why I didn't go for the Creator combo with the Pocket 4, even though the Pocket 4 comes with the new and improved DJI mic 3, is because the DJI mic 2 is still a perfectly amazing mic, and this still is compatible with the Pocket 4. The good thing with the Pocket 4 is that the battery life has improved significantly over the DJI Pocket 3, but with the DJI Pocket 4's Creator combo, it doesn't come with the battery extender. And I thought, well, that's fine because I already have the battery extender for the Pocket 3. It still fits the Pocket 4 perfectly, the light still turns on, but it's not compatible with the Pocket 4. I think that's a really... Oh, it is charging. It is compatible with it. I saw someone say that the Pocket 3's battery grip is not compatible with the Pocket 4, but I've just plugged it on and it's now charging the Pocket 4. So that makes it even better for the reason why I didn't get the Creator combo, in my opinion. I'm guessing because they have improved the internal battery with the Pocket 4, people think that you might not need to use the battery grip as much because the internal batteries has improved. But they've also got on here, as you can see, on the little side, there's a little magnetic clip, and in the Creator combo this time, I'll overlay some footage, they've got a new fill light. So if you are in a dark scenario, you can just magnetize the fill light onto the Pocket's gimbal, and you can now bump up your little exposure, and you've got some nice fill light in there as well. That looks like that it has replaced the new battery grip, which in my opinion, I don't think that's nowhere near as good as the battery grip. The battery grip is actually really, really helpful. You can get a lot more hours out of your Pocket with the battery grip. So I think that's really disappointing that it doesn't come with the battery grip and the Creator combo. I just didn't think it was worth spending that extra 120 odd pounds to get the Creator combo, especially because I have a DJI mic 2, I have the battery extender already, and I already have the tripod because the Creator combo comes with the tripod as well. But if you don't have any of that, is it worth picking it up for you? Well, one, I would just say yes straight away, mainly because, like I said, you get the mic with it and you get the tripod. However, I actually think the Essential combo, which just what I've got here just comes with the camera, could be the way to go for the Osmo Pocket 4, and that is mainly due to do with their new DJI Mic Mini 2 and Mic Mini, because you can get the original Mic Mini for about £25 on its own. You can just connect that straight up to the Pocket and you're good to go. And that mic is really, really nice sounding, and then pick up like a cheaper tripod, or even this, because this tripod's not that much more expensive anyway. Was it even worth picking up after owning a Pocket 3 for this long? Because the Pocket 3 is one of the best cameras that I have brought, and it's been such a great investment because it is literally one of the most perfect vlogging cameras, and the image quality is amazing. So what are actually the differences really between the two now? Why would you pick up an Osmo Pocket 4, and is the upgrade actually worth it? Well, I'm not going to do a full comparison between the Pocket 4 and the Pocket 3 in today's video. I'm going to do a full breakdown on them two cameras in a future video, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss that video. And there's actually some really nice upgrades in the Pocket 4 that I'm actually really looking forward to testing, and the first one is definitely has to do with this new lossless zoom. One of the best updates I saw with the DJI Pocket 3 was it implemented a new 2x zoom, which basically went from a 20mm to a 40mm lens. However, you couldn't shoot it in D-Log-M. Now, with the new DJI Pocket 4, not only have you got the dedicated zoom button, but you can actually shoot it in D-Log now, which is absolutely huge because D-Log is probably the best color profile to shoot in. You can get the maximum amount of dynamic range, you can color grade your videos how you would like it, and you can get some really, really nice looks. And I don't know if you noticed then, but what I actually did say was D-Log, not D-Log-M. Now, D-Log-M is great, but D-Log is their best log profile that you can find in their like flagship drones like the DJI Mavic 4 Pro, and that means you can get some more dynamic range. So the fact that you can shoot 2x lossless zoom in D-Log with 14 stops of dynamic range, I think that's really, really great. So this is now me shooting on the DJI Pocket 4. How does this look? I'm actually shooting in the normal 10-bit color profile, so not D-Log-M at the minute. And I've just gone into my back garden and I thought, why not perfectly test out this lossless zoom, because we have a cat in the garden. Hello mate, how does this look? And this is the 4K 25 frames per second, and this is the one thing that I did love about it, is that you can zoom in and zoom out while doing the simultaneous, can't say that word, recording. Another thing with the Osmo Pocket 4 is that it's got another dedicated capture button, or custom button I should say, so you can actually change it from video to photo and put whatever you want on there really. Well, another really cool thing about the Pocket 4, which I didn't realise until now just looking through the settings, is you've got film tones. So I'm going to stop recording now and put one of the film tones on, which is only available in the normal colour profile. So I'm going to go through now and show you a few of these film tones. So now this is called CC Film, which is the first one. You've got 1 of 5 to choose from. And what I really do like about it as well is that you can actually click on the percentage of it, so you can change the intensity from 100% all the way down to, I think it said 25 or 50%. So that's really nice, because sometimes looks and like LUTs can be baked in too much, and it's not like the best because it's like a little bit too much in there. But the fact that you can do this in camera, I think is really, really cool. So now this is on called warm tone, so it's more, it says it's good for like landscapes and stuff like that, but this is more of a warm look. Again, this is all on 100% intensity as well. You can dial it down. And I'm also not using an ND filter at the minute. This is just probably cranking the shutter and using auto mode. But to be honest, that's the best way that I like to use my Pocket, because I don't really want to think about the settings. I just want to get the footage, capture it, and see what it's like straight away. I don't want to have to think about shutter speed, this, that. I just want to capture the moment as it is, and I think the Pocket's the perfect camera to do that. I'm going to switch over to the D-Log 10-bit color profile and actually see what that also looks like, because that's probably what I recommend the most. So now this is the D-Log M color profile. The sun has just gone in, so it's not ideal to check with the dynamic range what that does look like, but I'll point towards the sun now, so I'm kind of in dark, and just by looking at the screen at the minute, it looks a lot darker than these film tones did earlier. So the film tones might actually be a lot easier and quicker way. Like if you want to quickly get some really nice footage out of your Pocket 4 and you want to quickly upload a nice vlog, maybe the film tones or maybe just a normal color profile is best for you, so you don't have to worry about color grading. But if you do want the best of the best footage and the best of the best 14 stops of dynamic range using that lovely 1-inch sensor, then using the D-Log color profile is probably the best way to do it. And this is what this looks like. I've always just said the perfect travel camera is this Pocket camera. I just went to Cornwall, I brought my mirrorless camera, my R6 Mark III, and in the end I just left that in the caravan for the majority of the holiday because it was just too heavy to bring along, whereas the Pocket is so small, you can put it in your pocket and it's just so convenient. And one thing that I really do like about the Pocket 4 is this 2x lossless zoom. Like you said, you can just do it now quickly. So it's actually currently the next day now, and I'm just currently editing this video, and I thought, why not shoot it on the DJI Pocket 4? So this is the Pocket 4 in D-Log M color profile, but this time I'm actually using manual exposure and manual white balance, because when I was outside yesterday, we'll get into it in a sec, looking at the footage especially from the D-Log M, I think it looks a little bit off. I think it looks very, very green. They're just my first impressions from it, especially like the skin tones. And as you can see here, it doesn't look as nice as if we go back to some of the film tones, especially the warm one. I actually quite like this warm film tone. And then you go straight to the D-Log M color profile and it just looks quite muddy, dark and green. That's why I've tested this shot in D-Log M, but this time I've got it as texture 0 because I had it as -1 before, and I've actually changed the white balance to 5600 Kelvin, and I've also changed the tint to 0 because when it was on auto white balance, it actually automatically set the tint to -10, which is actually slightly green. So I'm not sure if that was what it was doing outside, and that's why it looks so green, because I was in auto settings. If you're gonna go auto exposure, make sure you go manual for the white balance, because that can always throw off with your colors. But one thing that I did notice is when I was testing out the zoom, as you can see here, when I zoom in, the exposure completely changes. If I go back and forth, so this was going from the normal mode to the lossless mode. I haven't been able to recreate this. So if I do it now quickly, like that looks exactly the same as what this shot is. But I'm not sure why this exposure changed. I've looked through the settings, I couldn't seem to find anything different on there. It just looks weird, like the texture on my face just looks kind of strange. And it stayed like that for the rest of the video. So I'm not sure what all that was, but just going into the color grading of it now, if we actually go into the color wheels in here, you can kind of easily fix this green tint, literally simply by going like a 10 purple, maybe if you want to add a little bit of coolness to it or warmness to it. Obviously it's log, so it's quite desaturated anyway. Add a little bit of contrast back into it. And let's just say you want to add 60 saturation. That's probably maybe a little bit too much. If I just go back and forth now. So that was before, greeny. This looks a little bit more natural. It's not perfect. I was actually a couple second tweak on there. Looking back on it now and changing this exposure settings, it could have been just because I was in auto white balance. So if you do that, I really suggest that you go in manual white balance. I still think auto exposure is fine. This is currently manual exposure. I'm 4K 25, 1/50 of frames of a second, and 400 ISO. And I do have a key light here lighting me up in my normal setup here as well. Take your time, learn D-Log, because it is probably the best color profile. So once you've learned it and you've got your look for it, I just downloaded it from the DJI website. You can play around with it. Make sure you get your white balance settings set up. But overall, I do think the footage does look quite nice. So this is the standard profile, like straight out of camera. It does look a little bit desaturated, but like I said, you could just add a 60 saturation and maybe even a 65. And now that actually just looks really, really nice. It's really, really easy, really, really simple to use. And the quality of the 2x, like the 2x lossless, like it does look pretty similar to what it was before. So having this higher megapixel sensor, because the Pocket 4 does actually have, I think it's a 37 megapixel sensor, and it's a stacked sensor as well compared to the 9.4 megapixel sensor on the Pocket 3. They both have 1-inch sensors, but I think because it is stacked and it's got more megapixels, you have more room to crop in. So it's kind of like downsampling. Like I've got a Canon C50, which is downsampled from 7K. So the 4K image is actually a lot sharper than if you was going to use another camera, for example, because on the R6 Mark III, you've got 4K and you've got 4K fine. 4K fine takes it downsampled from 7K, and 4K is just normal 4K. So when you do punch in on the 4K and the 4K fine, there's a significant difference between the two in image quality and sharpness. So I think that's what the Pocket 4 is doing, something like that. Yeah, let's get back to the video. One thing I really do like about the Pocket 4 is this 2x lossless zoom. Like you said, you can just do it now quickly, zoom back out, and you've got that really nice zoom to be able to capture anything you want. Just to get a nice little detail shot of these trees, you just zoom in, and now you've got a really nice detail shot of the zoom in D-Log M, like I said, whereas on the Pocket 3 you couldn't do that. If I was to do this on the Pocket 3, I'd have to stop recording, then zoom in, but now I can do it all in one. With this being the perfect travel camera, when you are traveling away, having that lossless zoom is going to really, really help over the Pocket 3 in my opinion, especially if you do want to shoot in D-Log M or with them film tones, because them film tones do actually look really, really cool. Also, another thing that I didn't mention earlier that comes with the Creator Combo is the 15mm lens. Now, I've left that upstairs because obviously I've had that with my Pocket 3 combo. It comes with the Pocket 4 Creator Combo as well, but it's also compatible with it because it's all magnetic. Okay, so after doing that test, I thought I'd go outside now and actually change the white balance to 5600 Kelvin and 0 on the tin. So hopefully this doesn't look too green now, and I've actually put on the intelligent tracking mode now as well. And the intelligent tracking mode, from what I'm looking at now, is actually a lot more sticky, and it looks a lot nicer than the Pocket 3's one, because I remember the Pocket 3 was quite delayed, but this is tracking me pretty smoothly. I'm on the slow follow mode, so it's not like I'm on the super fast one, and it's actually, from what I'm looking at on the actual screen now, it looks very, very like responsive and smooth. I just wanted to check if it was the auto white balance issue, and if this doesn't look too green and if this does look okay, then I do think that was the issue there as well. I'm going to quickly zoom in, and it doesn't look like there's any exposure changes there either. Zoom back out. I've just turned off tracking now as well. The tracking's actually quite good, because when I do turn, like I'm over to the right, if I click on my face now, double tap, it will always keep me centered no matter where I go. And looking at this, it looks very, very sticky and smooth. So just looking back at the footage now, and I'm so happy to say that I think it was that white balance issue. So having auto white balance must really throw the camera off, because it must have had -10 tint or something on there, because it just looked so green before. But as soon as I went out there today, it looked so much better. It looked way more natural. That must have been the issue, and I'm really, really glad that I have solved that. So make sure, one top tip is to never trust auto white balance, which to be honest, I never do anyway. I'm always shooting in Kelvin on all of my other cameras, I just never do it on my Pocket or my action cameras. But I don't really remember my Pocket 3 being that bad at auto white balance. Even though it was fine on the standard color profile though, it was only in the D-Log M, so that is just a little bit weird. Let's get back to the final thoughts and the other upgrades in the Pocket 4 over the Pocket 3. Another big upgrade, which is probably not the biggest thing for me, and that is it can shoot in 4K 240 frames per second now. And another huge upgrade that I think the DJI Pocket 4 has over the Pocket 3 is the built-in storage. Now, I absolutely love the built-in storage on my Osmo 360 because I don't like to admit it, but the amount of times I have left my SD card behind, it's either been in my computer and I forgot to take it out after backing it up, I've got onto what I want to film, and I've not brought my SD card. It has been so annoying, and it's been a lifesaver for me on my Osmo 360 and also my DJI Air 3S drone as well. So the fact that it's come over to the Pocket 4, I think so good, just because you always have storage. You have up to 107 gigabytes of storage. If you're shooting more than 107 gigabytes in a day on a vlog, you're probably overshooting. So for example, this is now, I've just turned this on in 4K 25, I've got 5 hours of footage. I'm not going to be shooting that in one day. It's more of a lifesaver if you did forget your SD card. I just love that it does have it, and I'm probably going to use the internal storage more than an SD card on this anyway, just because I find it a lot easier. My first impressions overall are I'm impressed with it. I do like it, and I love the lossless zoom button as well. I really like the film tones. I don't think it's the biggest upgrade over the Pocket 3, and if you have one, I don't actually recommend you selling it to buy this. I think maybe waiting for a potential DJI Pocket 4 Pro in the future might be the way, because that will have 2 lenses on, hopefully, and that looks really cool, and that's something I'm definitely interested in. If you're looking at between the 2 cameras, I do probably recommend just go for the Pocket 4 because it's the newest one and it's not that much more expensive. But coming from a Pocket 3, I'm not sure if it's worth the money to get the other one, just because really how good the Pocket 3 is. These are some nice upgrades. D-Log, 2x lossless zoom, 4K 240, they are nice. It's probably not worth the money going through the issue of selling your Pocket 3, probably getting less for what you paid for it, and then ended up paying more money for a Pocket 4, where you might not actually see the biggest difference in the world. I'll do a full comparison on the 2 in the future, like I said, and if you did enjoy this video, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos on the Pocket 4 in the future. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.